Hi Lawrence, hi Kat. So I'm here to present my antidote to apathy. Based on my set analysis, what I find most interesting is how it's a half open space because one of the wall is completely open and there's a sense of indoorness inside the space. So I'm gonna take this space to design my installation. Um, My concept is based on the traditional Chinese combing lights. So historically, it's used to carry people's hopes because people might write their hopes on it and bring it skyward. Um, so there's fire inside, and people would set it fly away. Um, so visitors are invited to participate during dawn or evening, and I would have strings connected to them and does not involve with fire due to safety constraints, and people can pull it down by its string and write onto the light lantern and let go. So I did some sketches of how the space would be like, how there's gonna be layers of combing lights, and the design of a no fire combing light would be sham paper on the most external layer, and people would write on the paper, and there would be also structure inside to support it, and inside of it would be a helium balloon to make it float, and a light bulb to make it light up. And I designed at first to have the combing lights scattered around randomly, but then I was considering how to attach them to the ground, and I thought that it might be pretty dangerous if it's too random and the strings might tangle together because the strings are very long. And so I designed sets of combing lights connected to steel strips on the ground because it's heavy, and it doesn't have to be attached physically to the ground. It just have to be on the ground, and the strings will be on it, and the lanterns will be tied on it. So this section shows different combing lights and how people could pull it down, and also people could sit on benches to look at the combing lights. And the other section I did is from the other perspective. I only did a section of it because it's pretty repetitive space. So this is just to show how on each steel strip there is gonna be the lights are gonna be at different height level. And for the plan, I showed where the combing light sets would be, and benches all around the space, and people could sit on it. And the storyboard showed how to interact with the combing lights. So once they enter the space, they could see a lot of combing lights, and they could pull down one with the string and write down their wishes and let go. For the model, I did a section of it because it's gonna be too long. I did a 15 by 15 meter section, 1 to 100. So I used Play-Doh and toothpick to show the set of combing lights because I couldn't find strings that actually have helium balloons connected with it and float. Just to indicate how it's like. how it's gonna be like with people sitting there with a lot of sets of combing lights, and also a photo to indicate how it's gonna be like um, different levels and not the same height. I also did a simple model of the combing light to show its feasibility. So the yellow lines are to show bamboo structures, and the yellow dot is where the light's gonna be, and there's balloon inside. And I think this is pretty safe and sustainable compared to the traditional combing lights. And I also did a collage to show how there's going to be a lot of combing lights inside the space. For the perspective drawing, I did a 1-point perspective to show how people stand from one end and look to the other, and they could see a lot of combing lights, layers and layers, and they will be moving around with the wind, and I think it's pretty beautiful. And for phenomenological diagram, I did sound with natural sound from outside, industrial sounds such as like cars or trains occasionally, and there's actually a lot of echo inside the space. So I used pink to indicate that, and the black dots are people, so there's gonna be human sound like chatting around. And I also did one with light because that's the main sensory I working with in this installation design. And there's the orange squares are the combing lights, and which is the source of the main source of the light, and lights glowing directly from it, and its glow will light up the whole space. And but there's also street lights from outside. Also did one of the wind, how the wind will blow inside the space, and how that might affect the combing lights moving in the space. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you.